Well, wonderful. Thank you everybody for joining us today at Numa Farms and Nursery, also our sister location where we have the Moringa Growers Co-op headquarters in Plant City. And these two entities, they're working together as we're building both of them up. We've got a Numa Nursery where we do plants of all types. We're going live. We're going live right now, where we do all kinds of plants and pots, where we're getting the plant nursery going. And then we also have the Moringa Growers Co-op, which works here mostly at the headquarters, where we're teaching and building stripping greens. I was just stripping greens all morning. Over here, actually, we still have some of our guests here with Uncle Bob stripping greens. So we're getting yesterday's harvest off the racks. We're just stripping the greens right now. And we're gonna go, and this is actually how we make our loose leaf bulk product that we have available. It's a beautiful green product, fresh from all organic moringa trees right here in the neighborhood. And she was asking, is the co-op just in Tampa, or is it local, or is it global? And that's what we're building. We have to build the knowledge base of people that know how to grow, harvest, package, and everything they can do with moringa. So thanks, guys. I'm Kendrick Henry. I'm the president of the Moringa Growers Co-op, the founder of the Moringa Growers Co-op, and also the owner of Numa Farms and Nursery, which we have here in Plant City. This has been a really great week so far. We've actually we've covered so many things. Actually, let me just start with some Moringa Tea. Beautiful. Love Moringa Tea. Uncle Bob makes this Moringa Tea. He'll use a French press. He takes moringa loose leaf, moringa powder, steeps that in a French press, and then he'll start it off hot. He'll heat the water. He'll add the moringa, add the yerba mate, add the dandelion, add the nettles, all the things to make this moringa mix tea, and then he'll put it in the fridge overnight, and then the next day it's cold, so it tastes good like this. You can drink moringa tea hot or cold. And so we've got our pumpkin here. We're in the October spirits, harvest spirit. This morning we just had a beautiful yoga class. Here in the back. So if ever, anytime you guys want to join us for yoga at 9 a.m., we have yoga classes here going in the morning. Every week, maybe a different yoga instructor, and we're going to try to get that going so that way we can help promote other local yoga teachers in the area. If you need to learn more about moringa, if you'd like to learn more about moringa, we have a free manual that you can actually download at moringagrowerscoop.org. See, hopefully the dogs won't be too loud out here. It's Saturday, it's about 1 o'clock, so we're gonna just get this going for a little while. Wanted to bring you some value today, let you guys know that we're here, we're planting moringa, we're getting moringa in the ground. Actually, I spent the week just kind of getting some of the sticks that we harvested on other properties on a mound, and then mulched it, and then now they're already starting to sprout. So that's one of the ways that you can start moringa, is just from cuttings. We have a special right now, actually, on our website, moringagrowerscoop.org, where you could get a bunch of loose leaf moringa. This is half a kilogram, so this is 500 grams, and we have a special right now, 50% off. Use the code OPEN2020, OPEN 2020, and you'll get 50% off on all the items that we have at moringagrowerscoop.org until the end of the month, and that includes a consultation with me, half off. So if you're interested about learning about moringa, just want to get more of a one-on-one, and you have about 50 questions that you need answered in order for you to get started, just use that code at checkout. It's half off, and then you'll have me for at least an hour one-on-one, so that way it helps to build the co-op. your contributions will help going into building out more properties, planting more moringa trees in the ground, and really just helping us get the co-op established. So we have that. We're just doing some housekeeping right now, getting you guys acclimated to where we are right now. And if if you'd like to invest in the co-op, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for getting seeds. Yes, we just harvested a bunch of seeds. Let's see, last week we got a bunch of seeds, I think from St. Pete. So they're drying right now in the dry room. This week we just came back from Trail Bell Farm in Temple Terrace, and I planted about 50 moringa trees on their property, all organic, and it's the second year, and they're huge. And so we're going to be coming out with a video on 2-year update with Trail Bell Farm. And one of the ways that you can actually help invest in the co-op is through the investors portfolio that we have here available at moringagrowerscoop.org. It's called the 2020 Capital Fund. And this is a savings account that's going to help us build some capital in the co-op. And if you'd like to provide some investment and capital to the co-op, please check this out. This has more information about our income, revenues, expenses, and everything that has to do with the business and industry side of the co-op. So that way, if you wanted to put possibly maybe $1,000 or $2,000 in, it'll give you a 13% return at the end of the year. So 13% ROI if you're interested in investing in the co-op. We have some opportunities with you there, moringagrowerscoop.org. Beautiful. Now, wonderful. Now we can actually get into the meeting. Whew. This has been a really great week for the co-op. We're signing on board of directors right now, and that's really our main focus right now. We need more directors. We need more hands-on on the top level. We're getting help from several professionals in the area. We have now a VP of operations, possibly needing to separate that position out into 2 positions, internal versus external. She's been really great in helping us get the website up to par, and we have a lot of things to cover as far as membership goes, because there's going to be a lot of changes coming by the first of the year that will help protect the co-op legally, but it's also going to prevent, say, non-members from being able to purchase from us for a short amount of time. I'm not sure. There's a little bit of both. It's like, I'm kind of thinking about how my favorite co-ops, the reason why I even started this co-op was how Frontier Co-op or Star West Co-op allows you to purchase from them, even just on Amazon or in Chuck's. You go to any store and you can purchase from the co-op. So we have some members in the co-op that are saying, we need to close the sales and close the product line to the public and only offer it to the members. And that's great. And you have to be able to purchase from the co-op somehow, some way legally. We're figuring it out how we can offer it to the public. Now, one of the models that one of the directors suggested was, like Numa is a member of the co-op, and Numa is selling and distributing the co-op Moringa, but it's not labeled Moringa Growers Co-op. It's labeled Numa Nursery or Numa Farms, or even Numa Moringa. Whatever that label is, whatever your farm is, it's just that transition period from when we're starting up, to where we give our distributors and the first members the opportunity to really get in and give them an opportunity, so that way when we set a price, they're also able to make a profit off of their price. So we're not trying to necessarily undercut our members, but we got to figure out exactly where we are in that process. Do we shut everything down now and only offer Moringa for sale to its members? and that's something that we want to talk about. And I really appreciate your activity and commenting. So thank you for commenting. If you have any questions, I can see them right here, and you can make a comment, because we're making progress now. We're making faster progress than we've ever made. This week, the last 2 weeks have really been moving really fast with all of the suggestions and directions that we should kind of be going in. Exactly. Someone just commented maybe that there can be deals like a Black Friday deal. Exactly, and even just like as the members, so like I was thinking about it like McDonald's is a franchise model, and we have to think about the cooperative like a franchise model. It's oh, thanks Haley, wonderful. And exactly, because Haley is actually interested in joining us and becoming a director, and is learning about this process the whole way through. And that's what we encourage everyone that wants to join the co-op and be a part of the cooperative, is just kind of learn where we are, because these talks, these meetings every single week is a way to kind of get things out, go over some of the things that we've talked about, recruit new members, show people that we're here in Plant City that they can come. You can attend this meeting live in person or here digitally, virtually. If you can't make it, you're more than welcome to come out here to the Numa Farms in Plant City. We'd love for you to visit. We had a few people, we still have some people actually helping stripping greens right now. We're having a stripping party. It's one of the most labor intensive jobs about the whole moringa tree industry, is getting the greens to market, and then the process of getting it to market. So what I was saying is that board of directors, members, kind of like the progression that we're going through right now, starting from the bottom, just with a handful of people, and getting it as a worldwide organization. So Maya, that's here right now, she was like, is it just here because she's in Sarasota? And so yes, wonderful, thank you. We need local buyers, but we also need local growers and distributor. And so she's in Sarasota, and she was like, how do I join the co-op? And that's where we are right now, is actually creating the membership packet. So within the next couple months, we're going to be coming out with a membership packet that will then probably, maybe we might have to close sales to the public for a short amount of time. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it. We're still figuring it out. And in that time, we close the opportunity for sales to the public, so that way only our members can purchase. And the co-op is really a bulk wholesaler. So the co-op really only wants to sell paddocks and products in a wonderful. I love that. I love the comments. The comments are coming in. Please comment, so that way even after we get off of here, I can even get back and we can use this as a way to learn about exactly how we want to do things as a cooperative, because we have the businesses like Numa, which has the small products and the little tea baggies and the variety packs. But then the co-op really wants to just be the wholesaler. It just wants to be the entity that's able to sell this in a larger package, so that way smaller member companies, members of the co-op, can then break this down into smaller packages and then sell it, say, to their markets or to their stores or to their family and their friends and their customers that they've built up. So to be in the co-op, you kind of have to have a high, you do have to have a high level of knowing about the moringa, every step and stage of processing the moringa, growing it, how to get it from a tree to a product, to a finished product, so that way we can potentially make a sale. And that's one of the many ways that we're raising money as a cooperative. That's right. And everything is a test. We're testing everything out right now. That's what this is is just practice and getting it out there. This is helping me get connected with you getting to know us, and letting everybody know that we're really just in the process of really building a really global organization where someone like Maya in Sarasota, and even this week we were on a podcast this week with a gentleman, Derek in California, and he has a farm. He wants to be a grower in the co-op in California, and he's like, okay, so how do we connect all these people, all these chapters? And that's where these chapters come in. That's where these hubs come into play. Where, say, like, we have a processing facility like Numa Farms, and then we've got growers all over the town that are able to bring their moringa to this local processing facility. So this is the hub for this area. This is the hub for this area. And so we bring the moringa in, and this is a certified processing facility, whether it's either at the farm that the moringa greens are coming into, and then from there it goes to a certified processing facility. But we are making sure that we're in line with nature and also in everything that we need to do to provide a healthy, safe product to the public at all costs, at all times. So we want to make sure that we get to that high level of standard to where when the co-op certifies something, it's got the standards and it's got the rules and the regulations all in place for it to go into stores all over the world, and so that way it can be shipped, imported, exported, and there's a lot of steps in that process to go from, you know, a grassroots kind of idea to something that's really in the physical that people can really get behind and stand behind, like what we're building now. Love this Moringa tea. So we have two channels. Like right now, I'm live on the Facebook Moringa Growers Co-op group, and I'm also live on YouTube on the Numa Nursery channel, just until we can go live on the Moringa Growers Co-op channel, because we need about 1,000 subscribers before we can go live over there. And so we're just utilizing both of our channels to kind of help build, monetize. We just got monetized on YouTube with Numa. We're still figuring it out. It's only been maybe 2-3 weeks. And we're finding that you need to have a minimum amount of ads to even get a check from YouTube. Even you got to have a lot of views, a lot of things coming in to even be able to make any kind of residual income from that. But as we build our audience, as more people like you are sharing this out, letting people know that if they want to learn more about Moringa, they've got the professional expert here in the Tampa Bay area teaching everybody about Moringa. Every single week we're going to go live here every Saturday at 1 o'clock. So I really appreciate you guys for joining us today. So lots to cover about, and to keep every single member that's interested. Say we have farmers like myself and even like Maya and Derek that have a property and are trying to, say, maybe get out of their 9-to-5, or say really are ready to build their farm and connect it with the co-op. And how do we do that? You know, it's all about education, you know, and can you yourself also teach about Moringa? Can you teach a course? You know, could you go live on an event like this as a representative of the co-op? Could you possibly get on a call to maybe even allow someone to place an order for Moringa on the phone, or even just talk about Moringa at a library or in a park? You know, the best way that the cooperative can get the help that it needs is to make sure that every single member is active in the educational process of teaching everyone about Moringa from the ground up. So, you know, make sure that you're planting as many seeds as you can. You know, now's an okay time to plant seeds. Now the spring is better, but why not start a few now to see if you can? Wonderful. Yeah, we just got some suggestions exactly. So, and we're not trying to flood, you know, the people with ads, because some people, they do not subscribe to YouTube and they see ads. Some people don't ever see ads on YouTube because they get that premium level. And So yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. I love talking co-op, love talking Moringa. We're here. I'm probably going to go out a little bit later and we're going to do some work growing Moringa. But I really wanted to get into the director's positions that's really going to help us grow the co-op to the maximum potential as fast as possible. And one of the positions that we're really seeking is to help us with the members. You know, someone that specializes in human resources, someone that can be one-on-one with each new member that comes in to make them feel comfortable in the know of about Moringa and what they can do to help serve the co-op. So we need a director of human resources. We need somebody that can help organize volunteers, because every single week we have people that want to come and help. Like even today, we have helpers here, and I may not be able to spend or devote all the time that's needed with each individual person. But if we had a director of human resources or a director of membership that would help with each new person, help recruiting new people, helping to teach new people, and help with the volunteers, that would be really great. So we're looking for a person that can specialize in people. We need a people person. And it's funny that I say people person, because business is the art of people, is the art of getting to know people. It's not actually having a product. It's about how can you manage the people in your business, like all of the people in place that bring this to you. You might just see me, but there's a large group of people that helps bring all of this together to make sure that we have the products, to make sure we have the trees to harvest, and to make sure we have everything in place, to make sure that everything is legal, sanitary, clean, and perfect for getting it out to the stores and to the people. Another person that we need in the co-op right now that we're really seeking help with is like a bookkeeper. You know, we have a lot of money coming in every single month. You know, we're making about $10,000 a month. So with that, how do we make sure that all of that money is going to the proper places to help build the co-op? And so we need a CPA or a bookkeeper, but someone that's a director that we can give full access to the bank account, that can help us with checks, accountable, receivable, help us with our taxes, you know, make sure everything is laid out, not just one time of year, but we need someone here effectively every single day, helping to build a strategy with us, a money-making machine strategy, but also a way to be able to take that money and give it back to its members. And that's the business model for a cooperative. A cooperative business model differs slightly from a typical for-profit corporation, because a for-profit corporation like, say, Numa, is really just to pay for the owner, and all the profits go back to the owner and goes to say maybe just one or two people at the top. The difference with a cooperative is that all of the profits go back to the members. So once we actually develop a membership packet and you're able to get in as a member, that means that you're officially an owner member of the co-op. And that's what we have to get across and also teach people about. And that's in this manual here, that once you're an owner member, you receive dividends of the profits, either yearly, either quarterly or monthly, whichever we decide and we vote on. And there's going to be issues that you as an owner member get to vote on. So every month or every other month or every quarter, we might have a list of things that we need you to vote on. You know, if we should be, say, maybe expanding our chapters in this location versus this location, and which one would you prefer us to expand to first? You know, maybe you give your vote on that. And so it's going to take active members, consistently active members in the co-op to be able to grow this organization. So we need a director of human resources, a bookkeeper. We're looking for a solid, we're working on training board of directors, say for like marketing and education, also for sales And so I'm the president right now, and then we have a VP of operations. But there's probably at least 3 to 5 other positions out there. And if you can at least devote a couple hours a day, possibly on the phone, either to have meetings with us, because what we've noticed is that we're going back and forth pretty much every day, maybe every other day or so, with the current directors, just starting to get the lines connected, starting to figure things out, like where each person is really best and where they fit best. And that's where we want to find is where your strengths are and your passion for Moringa is, to be here and not necessarily be here, because like Derek is interested in being on the board for say maybe being a grant writer, and he's in California. So I mean, we got on a Zoom and we were able to communicate, and maybe we did that every single week, or maybe at least every other single week, so we could see where he is in the process of applying for grants for the co-op. So the state of California actually just awarded, the state of California just awarded $500,000 to Moringa farmers in California. So all the Moringa farmers in California that are applying to that grant, they're giving out $500,000 to the farmers in California that are growing Moringa. And for the use of research, for the use of food, for the use of fertilizers, for the use of water filtration, for the use of gathering seeds. And so, could we get some help in possibly getting a grant from the state of Florida to grow Moringa? Could we get a federal grant to grow Moringa? As a cooperative, could we get a grant to even just help build the infrastructure that we're trying to put in place here, either at the headquarters or at the local chapters? So Numa, as a chapter location, has someone like myself, an able-bodied person that can go out and make harvests. There might be a farmer that may not have the time or may not want to go out and make harvests. That's okay. We're going to be recruiting harvesters. So we also need people that are specific to just going out and collecting all of the material out in the town. Because I'll spend 2 to 3 days a week just going out to a location or several locations and harvesting moringa trees, getting them trimmed back to be able to bring them back, so that way we can have our dried greens for teas and powders and capsules and supplements. And so we need someone that's specific just to harvesting. Is it a contracted position, independent contracted position, that someone that say already in the landscaping industry can then just use their materials, use their tools to also specifically work as an independent contractor for the co-op. And so if you're someone that already has a landscaping business and may have an extra few hours a day to devote to possibly just going out to locations around town to harvest moringa and bring it back, you can get paid. You can get paid as a member. That'll be a harvester member. And we're coming up with the different tiers. We have different tiers and different levels. The tentative tiers and member classifications are in this manual that you can download at moringagrowerscoop.org. And it kind of goes over the initial spread. So we have different tiers, and there's different types of co-ops. There's worker-based co-ops, there's producer-based co-ops, and then there's also hybrids. Because we produce, we're a producer co-op, but also because we have workers, we also are kind of like a worker co-op. So not just the producers are working, but then we also just have workers. So people that are processing, people that are harvesting, people that are like myself, maybe as an educator, are working for the co-op. And so even if you're an educator or a teacher and you'd like to be a member of the co-op and even a director and help establish some of our courses, our online courses, or even our technical courses that we would have in person, we'd love for you to join the Moringa Growers Co-op team. And this is really beautiful getting out there. We're getting lots of interest, lots of viewers right now. Thanks everybody for watching and commenting. Some of our local customers and members out in Arizona here joining us, and California, Texas. Wow. So really beautiful. Love the Moringa enthusiasm that we're getting all over the country. People learning about how easy it is to really grow Moringa from a seed all the way to a tree. Let's see here. What else did I have in the notes here? If you'd like to receive some of the information that we're going to be sending out, please make sure you just submit your form on the moringagrowersco-op.org. If you'd like to be a member, just let us know that you want to be a grower, a harvester. There's different tiers in there that you can see if you just sign up at moringagrowersco-op.org. I just want to make sure I got everything here. Really beautiful day. Love Saturdays now is really becoming a really great thing here, where we can come, we can host these meetings. We can have yoga in the morning and drink the tea. So we have a sale right now. I mentioned that a little bit earlier at moringagrowersco-op.org, and it's not going to be available for much longer, only till the end of the month, where you can get half off all of the Moringa products that we have in bulk and wholesale, and also with a consultation with myself. And so if you're wanting to learn exactly how to start your Moringa farm from scratch, you can get my undivided attention for at least an hour and go in deep how to start. And even if you want to do it here in person, I'll give you a tour, and you'll learn more in an hour than you could in a whole semester at school with me, because I've already been able to condense it and give it exactly what you need right when you need to hear it. So that way you're not having to fumble over, say this and that, this and that. I can give you the right answers, straight to the point, exactly what you're seeing. If you see yellow spotty leaves with dots on it, what does that really mean to your tree? Is it going to be there? Is it going to die? Is your Moringa tree going to die? And I can tell you exactly what's happening to your tree, what you need to do to be a better Moringa grower in this process. We just had a caller actually this week from, I think he said he's in Alabama. I think he said he was in Alabama, and he said that he's got some land. His parents have land, his grandparents have some land, nice big yards. How can he start growing Moringa even there, and how can he be a part of the co-op there? And I said, well, maybe you can grow it as an annual. Maybe you could get it in a raised bed, stick them in the ground just a couple inches apart, and maybe every 45 days you could grow it as a microgreen. You can harvest the greens back, and you could dry them and process them there. Then, as a member of the co-op, say we got an order on the phone. Say someone directly working for the co-op as a member owner. See, that's the thing, is that every member is an owner, not working for, but working with the co-op. Pick up the phone, say we have a phone line, and say, yes, how can we help you? And they'd like to order Moringa, and they'd like to get a kilo of powder, and they're in Alabama. But one of the members in Alabama already has the Moringa there, already has the processing facility certified by the co-op, and has the high standard practice that we've already instilled and taught them. And everything's good to go. So when we get off the phone, we can then notify our grower member in Alabama that we just got an order, and they can fulfill it. Essentially, it allows all of these hubs to be drop shipment centers. These hubs are the drop shipment centers. So think of this as like an Amazon fulfillment center. As well as thinking about it as like a McDonald's location, as a franchise location, where we have a central command, in a sense, where we're giving you the material, like the free classwork, and we're giving you the ability to make videos and also have videos for you to make your own videos. And we're giving you advertising, and you can act as an independent business owner, where you can have your own business where you're just partnered with the co-op, where when people come in, you have your business, your farm, like Numa Farms, but we're also a Moringa Growers Co-op location, where people can also see that, oh, this is a Moringa Growers Co-op location. They can come in, they can take classes at your farm. So then now you're bringing more people on your farm than would have normally been there, because you're also a co-op location. They find out that you actually grow garlic, as an example, right? So maybe you're a garlic farmer, and you want to get into the moringa industry, so you join the co-op and you start growing moringa trees, and you have some trees in pots, and you've already sourced some powder from the co-op, and you don't have enough supply of your own, but you're able to grab some things at a discounted rate as a member. You're able to get some of the products, and so you've got some at your farm, and people are coming in, they're picking up moringa trees because you're growing the moringa trees. They're buying it from you. They're buying the trees from you. But as a member of the co-op, because there's membership fees, maybe monthly fees, not sure, maybe just a yearly fee, maybe it's a yearly fee that you can pay over the course of a month, that allows you to be a Moringa Growers Co-op chapter location and advertise that, and then also utilizing all of the materials and discounts and things like that that we can offer as a cooperative organization for you. It just kind of helps lift it up, and you just don't have to be a part of one co-op. So like, he's a garlic farmer, and I'm, say, maybe a ginger or a turmeric farmer. Say maybe Numa Farms really wants to focus on ginger and turmeric, but we have moringa, so like, it helps that diversity, it helps you to expand. But I actually I'm a member of a turmeric co-op, and then I'm also a member of the moringa co-op, and then there's another co-op, like say the cucumber co-op, because we grow cucumbers too. So like, your one farm can also have many fingers out there, where you're joined up with many organizations. And that is kind of what you have to do to be a farmer, is to link up with as many organizations as you can to help build that invisible structure for your farm. Because think about your farm, of where you are, as a community builder, as a sanctuary, as a place where people can come and get away from, say, the hustle and bustle from the city. Even if your farm is in the middle of the city, it's still a place that people can come and meditate. And one of the models that I go by is Sweetwater Organic Farms in Town and Country. They do yoga in the mornings. I learned that from them. They do live band music every Sunday. And thanks, Sass. Much love. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that. I'm trying to just get the information out as it comes in here. I want to bring it out there, and I'm also practicing. I'm also learning how to give meetings and how to be presentable. Maybe I should put on a shirt next time. But I'm also a little bit of a hippie, and out here in nature, and love being in nature and being able to just share what I've learned and gained from being in a community, like being as close knit to our customers and other farms. So like, getting this farm started was a 5-year journey, where I would be on other people's farms and other people's properties every single day, learning about how they're doing it, how they're planting it. So just go visit your local farms too. If you're trying to be a farmer and you want to learn how to be a farmer, go visit other farms in your area. I learned how to first plant seeds and how to be a nursery man by volunteering at a plant nursery. Oh my gosh, crazy story. Yesterday, someone came in, and they had literally just written on a list just a couple of nursery locations in the area. Numa Nursery came up, and it's the furthest from her base location. So she made a list, all the nurseries that she could possibly get a job. She came here first, and she left with a job because she's hungry for knowledge. She just wants to learn. And that's how I was able to start my plant nursery, was through that hunger and obsession about wanting to learn everything about plants. If you want to be in the Moringa Growers Co-op, you have to be obsessed with Moringa. It has to be something that you're completely in love with, that you need your hit of Moringa every single day to feel that power, where you're taking the capsules and you're a walking testimony of Moringa. We need you to use Moringa every single day so that way you can share with everybody exactly how great it is. I was just moving mulch, and mulch is the worst because it's got all kinds of fungus in it. And you know, I had an extra mask, and normally I don't wear masks, but lately, since we've been having to, I have a mask, and so I put on a mask, and the fungus is still getting into the mask, even though I'm shoveling the mulch, and mulch is the worst because it's got spores in there, fungal spores. And the next day, I was sweating overnight, and I felt really sore the next day. Oh man, mulch is the worst, but it's like one of the mediums that we use to grow with to help build soil. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that, but so many things going on. I'm just kind of going off, letting you guys catch up with the whole week. We've had so many things going on this whole week, but we're really interested in locking in over the next month and a half, the next 6 weeks, the board of directors, our first real set of board of directors that we're going to vote on issues having to do with anything and everything with the co-op. So if you'd like to get in on a higher level board of directors position, we need you. We need more directors in the co-op right now, as soon as possible. We need you to call me. Let me know that you want to be a board of director. Let's get you an email. Let's get you a setup with your name. Like, for instance, Tanina has tanina@moringagrowerscoop.org. Let's get you an email address and your name. Let's get you, if you have administration skills, let's get your skills. We need your admin skills to help us behind the scenes. If you are a website builder and you are passionate about Moringa and you want to help build the Moringa Growers Co-op website to be the #1 membership in the whole country, like Costco or BJ's, this is a membership organization. So we need your help to help us build the membership packet, the membership organization. The dashboard that everyone is going to see when they log into the Moringa Growers Co-op website, and you're a member and you want to see, your stock, you want to see how you're growing your investment in the co-op, whether or not you've just provided capital or just the trees, your trees. So like if you started with, say, 1 tree in 2020, by 2022, 23, maybe your goal was to hit 50 trees. Are you on that goal? How big are your trees now? How many times have you cut them back? When did you cut them back? How many drumsticks have you produced? When did it flower? All those little notes and things like that you were going to be seeing happen naturally. We have a place for you to be able to record that in the co-op. And then what if your location, like Maya was like, and also was just talking with Derek about how to help each of the members. So she's in Sarasota. She's got a farm. And we want everybody in Sarasota to know about her farm. So she's like, count me in as a member. And I'm like, great, because as a member, we can advertise privately her location with other members that have paid for their membership. Once we get everybody into a paid membership, we're protected by the Constitution. It's freedom of association. We have a lot more freedom of speech opportunities, and we're not subject to a lot of the laws that affects the public realm. We'd be much more of a private organization at that point, where all the members that are coming in, they've there's a demarcation when you buy a membership. It's not like we're saying claims. We're not giving any claims by any means, but it just it protects. I'm not sure exactly how to say. It protects you in ways that I can't really explain right now without actually seeing it in front of my face. But all I know is that freedom of association is real, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start the cooperative, so that way we had a private association that we could operate with under the guise of freedom of speech, that would allow us to say things that we wanted to say about Moringa and be fully protected. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Moringa has over 300 preventative known uses to help prevent you from getting, say, disease, many of the commonly known diseases. And so if we want to be able to say that specifically what that is to help people, we need to make sure that everybody that's reading that information is actually a paid member, and it's not just out in the public realm, but it's much more of a private. And I think that might be why people have to pay for college, where we think college is free, but in order for universities to say things and to be protected by it, you have to exchange monetary. There has to be some sort of monetary exchange there. It's more than just monetary, though, too, because we could make the membership $1. But also we need to pay for wages and salary. We have to pay for rents and insurances and certifications and things like that. So that's going to help us build up our bank account. But it also, with the state, at the moment that you become a waiting member, so what's going to happen is, come the first of the year, we're going to have membership available where there's going to be a 1-year waiting period before you're a full voting member. From that time that you're waiting, you have to take several tests to prove that you've increased your knowledge about Moringa. So when you come in and you express that you want to be a member in the waiting period, you're going to take a test. It's going to be a short little multiple choice questionnaire that'll let us know exactly where you fit and where you sit at your knowledge. That way we know where to put you and place you to help others. Also, what information do we need to provide you to help you from that point? And so then that at the end of that 1 year, then we take another test. And then from that test, if there's a before and an after and you know much more about Moringa, we now have proof. Testing. We all know that we've had to take tests. You know, when we go to public school, there's testing all the time. Well, the state and federal, they award these schools, public schools, by their testing. That's exactly what we're going to have to do, is we have to test all of our members. So all the members that come in and are tested, their knowledge is tested. But then what have they learned in that year that they didn't know prior to joining the co-op? And that's where we get grant money, is through that testing. We submit those tests to the state, then we're awarded potential grant money. And that's one of the ways that we're going to be able to make income. There's probably 20 different ways for the cooperative to make income, one of which is products, one of which is membership, one of which is courses and classes, one of which is grants, one of which is investment opportunities. So there's so many things that's really starting to really take shape and develop for the cooperative. But one of the ways that you can help us today is at least just stopping by the co-op, providing your email, get the free book, download the 2020 Capital Fund, learn as much as you can about Moringa. We have a Facebook group, Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group, where we go live like this every week. Join us there. Also visit the YouTube, Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel. And we'll continue to talk and teach others about this beautiful moringa tree that I'm so passionate about. It's helped me in every single way of my, everything about my life has changed ever since I first heard about Moringa in 2013 from Dr. Sebi. If you haven't heard about Dr. Sebi, please look up Dr. Sebi. Taught me everything I needed to know about moringa and the body, how to cleanse, detox, using moringa as a food source, herbal supplement. Amazing. Love moringa. Every which way we can, we use it as much as we can. I'm completely plant-based. I've been plant-based for 7 years. It's mostly because of my blood type and the difficulty that my body has digesting dense food. And so I try to keep it light, but I got to still have my carbs and need to feel full, and and so it's been a learning process. Everyone is different. See, the moringa helps get out mucus. It helps expel mucus. There is a little bit of honey in here too, so it's super thick. Dr. Who? Dr. Sebi. S-E-B-I. Dr. Sebi. Please look up Dr. Sebi. That's the man that I first heard about moringa. And that's a beautiful man, African from, I think, New York, and then settled in Honduras, and has a school still there today, Ushu Village. And he's the only person to win a Supreme Court trial because he made a claim that he was able to cure people of HIV and AIDS. And he had hundreds of patients that came in, and this was in the 90s, the mid 90s. I think the trial was in 1996 because the federal Supreme Court, I think, put charges against him for saying that he was able to cure HIV and AIDS. But then after like a year-long trial, he had so many people that came out that had it, were clearly had it, HIV and AIDS before his treatments, and then after his treatments no longer had it. So he was able to say that he was able to cure AIDS through herbal remedies, natural remedies. So please look up Dr. Sebi. Yes, that's right, S-E-B-I. A really great man that I learned everything I needed to learn about moringa from.
Is that my pumpkin?
Yeah. And so we've got family coming in and visitors coming in today. So we'll go ahead, and we still got people coming in wanting to get some moringa plants. It's a family affair, Bring your kids, bring your pets, bring your children if you'd like to come out to the farm. I'd love to have you. Love for you to learn more about moringa. If you had any questions about moringa here, easily comment here, and we'll get back to your questions here. Also, you can call me. 813-690-6516 is the direct business line. And then if you want to just text me 813-567-3100. And then you can text me directly. I'll get that text, and that would be really great. And if you have any questions, if you want to get a one-on-one with me, a full consultation, we have the consultation now available, 50% off. All purchases over $600 are going to be 50% off if you use code OPEN2020 at the co-op. And that's going to help us open the Moringa Growers Co-op officially. It's going to really help us get started, get this business going. It's just a startup right now. Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for joining us. I'm just a humble steward. I'm learning constantly every day from this moringa tree. I was really sick in 2013 when I first heard about Dr. Sebi. I fasted on moringa alone. We've already got someone calling right now, actually. I'll call her back. I fasted on moringa alone for 30 days. And from that reset in 2013, after fasting, I think the 30-day fast was in 2014, but I started fasting first in 2013. It took about 2 years of really fasting, using moringa, using herbs. going say on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even just starting on a Sunday, just using moringa, nothing else. Just consume moringa tea if you can. Just drink moringa tea all day. It's got all the protein, all the vitamins, all the minerals that your body needs. You can live off of moringa alone for 8 years, possibly forever. But doctors are saying that at least 8 years you could live off of moringa alone. Uncle Bob proves it to me every day. This man does not eat. He consumes a gallon of moringa tea every day. And I've seen him do this every day for a year. And it's amazing. Now he does, have a sandwich here and there. He does. We'll go to, get some falafel every once in a while. But on the most part, he's been able to use his meditation, use his breathing techniques, and really just fuel his body, mind, spirit with the moringa energy, moringa fuel. Thank you, Miss Moringa. Thank you, Miss Moringa, for just, I'm like, thank you, Miss Moringa. But yes, I know that you probably have moringa spirit in you too. It's just been beautiful out here, learning. I started going door to door in 2014, door to door. I started working for the owner of this property. He had 80 moringa trees in the nursery and gifted those 80 trees to me, and I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't have any property, and so I started going door to door. Hey, can I plant moringa trees in your backyard? For what? I said, well, it's a food source, and if you've never heard about moringa, let me tell you about it. And so they're like, oh yeah, like you're starting a cooperative? And I didn't even really know what it was called at the time. I didn't know it was a cooperative. I knew that if I wanted to be able to make products and be an herbalist, like Dr. Sebi really inspired me to become an herbalist. And so if I knew that I wanted to get my hands on with these plants, I needed to have a lot of trees and to be able to practice and learn from them. So I just started planting moringa trees on other people's properties, started knocking door to door. Can I plant a tree in your yard? They're like, sure. But they're like, for what? And I'm like, because it's food. And they're like, oh, really? And as we've learned, it's a cash crop, and you can use it to also make an income. Everybody now that's got the trees and they're growing big, they're getting really interested even more and more now. They're like, hey, can we make some money too? So right now, everyone in the co-op has really just been accepting the certificates. So like yesterday, we went out, we harvested some greens. We're going to weigh those greens, we're going to get them dried, we're going to weigh them, and then I'm going to provide the owner a certificate with the amount that we've harvested. So that way it's tracked. We know, let's just say it's 10 kilograms. And we'll track the 10 kilograms. Since we had to harvest as the organization had to harvest, we have to pay our harvesters. That was myself. I put my co-op hat on, I stepped off the property, off of my farm, and I went to someone else's farm harvesting their moringa trees. And they're a member. As a member of the co-op, I'm covered insurance and protected being able to go on somebody else's property, but also for my time. So I'm logging my time. So like if you have your own farm like this and you're a member, there's different levels of membership. So like you might be a farmer that is an absentee farmer, and you may not even want anything to do with your location or have any time or energy to be able to help out in any way, and you're just giving your land and your property. That's great too, but we still need somebody to manage that. That person, like myself, is managing that other farm's property. So Trail Bell Farm. Travis may not have the time or the energy to be able to keep up with the moringa trees. He wanted to be in the co-op, and so we're helping him as a special tier in the co-op where he's an absentee farmer and moringa farmer, but he's farming. He's farming chickens organically and conventionally, farming turkeys, farming goats, farming sheep. You know, he's a very, very busy farmer, processing everything he can, going to farmers markets. Being a farmer is a very busy job. So he wanted to be in the co-op though. He's got extra space, he's got extra land, and so he wanted to provide his space to the Moringa Growers Co-op. But he can't really provide too much else right now. So we said, that's fine. We're gonna go out and harvest. I'm going to get paid. I myself, Kendrick Henry, is going to get paid by the cooperative $10 per kilo. We're going to pay him $10 per kilo. We're going to pay me $10 per kilo for harvesting it. So he gets paid and I get paid also too. So I'm earning income through the co-op that way. And then there's another 10, 20, maybe 30, $40 to be made for the processing and selling of that kilo. And so then it then transfers hands where, say, it's maybe processed, or we're going to be figuring out exactly, like, say he had 10 kilos, but with his membership packet that he bought from us, maybe we can only buy, say, 5 kilos from him. Because of the tiers. There's going to be different tiers in the membership. It all depends on what you want. If you want, say, the co-op to be able to buy all of your greens, that's going to be a very high tier. But say we can at least buy 5 kilos of greens from his farm consistently. So that way he at least has something coming in from his farm. But then maybe Numa, or there's another entity involved there, or maybe it's the co-op itself that is hiring advertisers and salesmen to get that moringa sold. Well, we're going to have to pay for the labor to get, there's commission off of that for being sold for salesmen. So if you're interested in being a moringa salesperson, please let us know. We'd love people to just come on board that are interested in helping us get moringa sold and out to the market, out to the people. If you know somebody that might want to purchase moringa, help us funnel the moringa products out, so that way you could possibly earn some cash that way too. So anyway, we're developing the tiers, and how, say, Travis at Trail Bale gets paid for his, and how many greens he can provide to the co-op, because there's commercial farmers right now with thousands and thousands of trees on their property, and they're calling me like, hey, will you buy my greens? And I say, well, we can, but we just need to figure out what tier you're in, what the cost of membership is. We need to make sure that all of those greens were tested, high standard. Like, what was your farm, say, last year? Was it a tomato farm, conventional tomato farm? Because if so, only 1 or 2 years later, and you had pesticides and herbicides and you were spraying your field just before that, we don't want to harvest moringa from a field that was something else just a year or two before. So there's going to be standards in that. We have to be able to test the soil everywhere we go before we can even get everything out to market. So we've been making sure that every location that we harvest from, test, analyze, making sure we know that before we're grabbing any greens from it, it wasn't a brown field or a new construction site, or it's being watered with reclaimed water. There's a lot of check marks on the list that we have to go through to make sure every location that we're harvesting from is safe. So that way either it's for human consumption, or whether it's for animal consumption, or even for plant consumption. So there's also those tiers too. So like, you might be a farm that's just for animal consumption. And so you can be a little bit more loose with the regulations in that way, where you're only labeling your products for animal consumption only. There might be a tier for someone in the co-op that really only wants to generate, say, $20,000 to $25,000 a year from the co-op, and that could be much more of, say, like a cottage rural industry. And so maybe you're not subjected to as many taxes or rules and regulations with your labeling and things like that. So so many things to go over. This is just kind of get you in. We're going to be doing this every single week, so that way we can start getting more people into the know and what we really are expecting and needing of our members. Now, this is really the surface entry level funnel to get people in, to see people firsthand, get to know me, get to know, oh my gosh, there's a Moringa cooperative. Hey, welcome, we're here in Plant City. This is what we need for you to share this right now to anybody that you may know that may be wanting to know more about Moringa, that there's an organization for them. So please let people know, share, like this video, please subscribe, follow us on YouTube, on both Moringa Growers Co-op and Numa Nursery. give us a comment right here. Let us know, thumbs up. Let us know that we did a good job. Is there something that we missed? Is there something that you'd like to know specifically even here? Just comment. You don't have to get the checkout. You don't have to get one-on-one with me, but if maybe there's someone else that might be able to answer the question for you there in the comment. It's always helpful. Let people know where you're at. Are you in Arizona? Are you in California? Are you in Texas right now? Let people know where you are, so that way that person, say like Maya was like, you know, I'm in Sarasota. How do I know if there's anybody else? Are there any other members in the co-op in Sarasota? I'm like, oh yes. I mean, we have 10, 15, 20 people over the past 2, 3, 4 years that have like, hey, I'm in Sarasota. I've got Moringa greens. I want to be a part of the co-op. Well, now's the time for all of us to really start coming together, get that membership really locked in, get you guys and ladies all of your membership certificates. So your membership certificate will also look very similar to this. We'll get it sealed by the co-op, so that way you get that in the mail. And you actually have something physical to show like, hey, I'm a part of the co-op. I'm a waiting member. You have a date in which your waiting period started to then which your 1-year term is up, and then that'll be the date in which you can vote. If you've completed all the training courses that are in place, you've completed the amount of hours required to be a voting member, that ensures we know that when you come in, you know the issues at hand that we need to be moving forward with, and that you're in the know, and that you're voting on things that are really important to us, and that you're an active member. So thanks for helping us get the cooperative established and started. I'm Kendrick Henry, your most avid Moringa enthusiast. I love it. I love every part of it, and consume it every day in my meals. I feel it. It makes me feel great. I get the energy that I need, whether it's in capsule form or powder form, or even just making a soup out of the drumsticks. I'm absolutely in love with Moringa. I never thought that I'd be here. I never thought I'd be here. So thanks for joining me and along this journey. I really appreciate you guys and ladies, for everyone following along, and your interest in joining the Moringa Growers Co-op. We'll be here next week. If you'd like to join us Saturday, come live. 9 a.m. we'll have the yoga class, and then by 10 to 12 we'll have a little tour, and then 1 o'clock we'll go live for everyone here, also to have a meeting, so that way we can get questions asked. And then as we get people in through this first initial meeting, we're going to start having more private meetings on Zoom once a week, or once every other week, or once a month, that really get in depth to really the issues that we really need to cover. This is really just kind of like a first out, initial, getting out there. So I really appreciate you guys and ladies, and we'll see you soon. So thank you. Have a great weekend. Please comment, and we'll talk. Peace. Wonderful. Thanks, guys.